Even the guests are dancing in the background because we are back for the Best Ball Happy Hour here at 4for4 Football. As always, I'm your host, John Daigle. Joined today, first up, you know him as the winner of the Best Ball playoff contest, an underdog just 2 years ago, and who also is doing weekly winners content for us at 4for4, none other than Chris G. Chris, how's it going?
Doing great, man. Just got out of the gym. Happy to start the happy hour.
Are you still in El Paso, vacation spot of the world?
Yeah, it's the cosmopolitan city, man. It's beautiful here. It's just gorgeous. It's like 115 degrees. I love it.
Amazing Mexican food, though. And then, of course, joining us today, everyone knows him as the winner of Best Ball Mania 2. It is none other than Chess Liam Murphy. How's it going, buddy?
Doing great. Loved the intro music. Really good. And I was going to ask if Chris's background was even real. I mean, what are we looking at here? We got a map.
It's the city of El Paso, bro. They're very
proud. Let's go, man. I need that in my background. 727, baby.
Let's go.
All right. Well, as always, we are here together to draft. Today, it only makes sense, a Best Ball Mania 4 draft, since, Liam, you've already won one. So we want to get all of your thoughts. The room is filling. There are only 2 available on the stream right now. But while it fills up, go ahead and lead us and discuss what you've been doing most in early drafts thus far. Training camps open next week, and so this is pretty much what's happening before ADP adjusts based on what we know in those practices.
Yeah, I mean, I got 75 BBM 4s down, and that's half of them. Most of them were done from May to June, because I personally think it's equally as likely the winner can come from an early draft where ADP is unknown. You can get some super teams, if you would, that not only are live for the regular season prize, but also can do well in the playoffs, or that, we need more info for, training camp to come, and then we'll have better picks. We won't have as many dead roster spots. We'll be drafting against a more casual crowd, other than a bunch of fellow sweaty nerds who are plugged in. We'll get the guy who's rolling up and he's like, oh, football, let me get Tom Brady in round 1. So I think both are as likely. So I've just been getting teams down, been doing different builds. How about you guys?
Chris?
I'm actually through 109. I've been doing a lot of cardio club drafts here because I'm really, really bored. And I've just been rocking them out. I like it. I like your analysis. I think June is probably the hardest month to draft, honestly. And after July 4th, man, you just started noticing a ton of people reaching on crazy picks already. So I think it's ripe. I think the time is ripe, and it's time to get in and get going. What I wanted to ask you, Liam, with your 75 drafts, how many elite stacks are you getting, like Mahomes, Kelsey, Diggs, Allen, Hurts, AJB?
I definitely don't want to be underweight Allen and Hurts particularly. I just think they are in a different tier above Mahomes for fantasy.
Before we begin as well, Liam and Chris, I forgot to mention, also because I personally forgot, that I also invited Ian Hartitz on the show. I got my scheduling mixed up entirely. And so, yes, Ian is joining us today as well. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Ian?
What's up, boys? We got a
Dookie J
quad box here. Let's go. Great day to be great.
I totally forgot I asked you to come on this week, too. So here we are all drafting together. Look at us.
That's so good.
I'm just happy I got in this one. I figured I would have missed out, but we're filled, boys. Let's go.
You, of course, just moved to a new area and a home. Congratulations. How's the house look?
Congrats.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I was just out, got a new build, so they put all the sod down, so it was like it's new grass, and I was just out watering it, doing some yard work, feeling like,
Look at you.
who Evan Silva wants to be. Is that the right way to, put it out there? But no, it's a good time, man. I love doing these fast drafts. Wow, I'm actually doing some yard work as well. That's the real sharp move.
I was gonna say electric background you got there.
Dude, I had a couple things up in the back, and I was recording with Jordan, who's our fantastic head of content over at Fantasy Life, and he was just like, "Yeah, take all that stuff down. We need to work on your background." So, working on that. But hey,
I'm not one to talk about it. Mine's like a clutter of junk back here.
Just wait till you see the draft board I put together here. That'll be something.
Hey,
there we go.
Wait, are you on our team in this one, or did you enter?
I'm 109.
Team 9.
What team are you, Daigle?
We are, not me, we together are 112 because we are not Pete Overzet. We don't get any favors. We're drafting from the back. I also have my personal rankings in here. So we may adjust them on the fly, but they're going to be a slightly different than ADP. So we will discuss everything.
You just got to scroll quick then to show us. I don't love putting the rankings in the app on Underdog because
you can't sort by ADP.
Yeah, you can't sort by ADP. And I really want to know what that is when I draft throughout the year. So I think rankings is still good to have, but I don't like to load it in because of that.
Yeah, I stopped loading it as well. I need to see the ADP and react to that.
Yeah, I just go ADP and, kind of got my rankings loosely in my head.
That's completely fair. I think I still prefer to have my rankings. We've talked about this live with Hayden.
If you do a bunch of drafts, it makes sense. Like it's just like easier.
Yeah.
For you.
We've talked about this live with Hayden on the show too. Why Underdog hasn't implemented that yet? I think there are business reasons, quote unquote business.
I don't want them to implement it. I want
maybe they think it's best to not implement it.
As someone who doesn't do it, I don't want Daigle knowing when a guy moved around easily.
I need that shit. I've seen it on Herzig's stream where he actually has like his Liam. I think you might have had it as well, where you actually get your exposure like put next to the players as you're live drafting. That actually.
No, I don't have any plugins. I'm actually notably anti plugins because I think it's like the first step. I don't know. It's similar to poker where it's like the first step to like auto drafting software, which I think would be bad for the best ball industry.
Okay, well, fuck that idea then. That's fair.
That's just how I do it. I'm open to being wrong.
I don't use the exposure thing either. I just use a Dubner spreadsheet and I check it from time to time to be like, oh, what's my exposure at?
I'm mostly a vibes guy. The happy hour is all about good vibes. We're not here about the sweat exposures. We're just here to sun run a team.
I have the hug, the hazy beer hug, one of my favorite beers from Goose Island.
Ooh, look at that.
Daigle, look.
I was on.
Wow.
Oh no shit.
Beer.
Look, Daigle, we're on the vibe. We're about to sun run BBM4. The vibes are high.
Oh, we're bear buddies. Hell yeah.
If I was Ian here, I would abandon his team and jump on ship on ours.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're a hazy guy. I know you're a session IPA drinker, Ian, but you should try the Neon Bear Hug. It's delicious.
Dude, I don't know if I'm just a pussy or what, but like anytime an IPA gets over like 6%, it's just like a little too hoppy for me. So I'll stick with my lagers and my wheats and all that. But hey, Daigle, have you been out to the Goose Island Brewery in Chicago?
I have. I walked there. It's only a mile and a half from me.
Humble brag. There we go.
Oh. All right, boys. Our first draft together. This is what I'm looking at. I have some players starred.
I like CD Amon-Ra start.
I'm good with that. I have like almost 0 CD.
Me too. I want to get more CD.
Good. We're gonna skip on Jonathan Taylor. Sometimes draft here. I'm always in for Amon-Ra St. Brown because the one stat you can't quantify is how many times Amon-Ra was shoestring tackled inside the 5-yard line, which was 7 times, and that's why Jamal Williams led the league in rushing touchdowns from the 1-yard line. So we're just all Detroit's rushing touchdowns to Amon-Ra St. Brown through the air instead. We're high.
Did you guys see the touchdown over-unders for the wideouts? Take a guess at Amon-Ra's and Garrett Wilson's, respectively. Because we want touchdown on underdog.
4.5, right? It's a 4.5, right?
For who?
4.5.
4.5 is the same as Christian Watson, if so.
Amon-Ra came in at 5.5.
Oh, let me see.
Okay.
Garrett, this is the one I saw. It could have changed. Garrett Wilson, guess him.
5.
I'm guessing because, like a sports book, they want to take money in, and everyone would probably bet over, thinking the Jets' offense is going to be good. I'm in the minority of that. So I will say 6.5.
8.5.
Wow.
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 I have Amon-Ra at 5 here when it first opened.
Garrett Wilson, the same as Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson,
Really?
Stephon Diggs,
Damn.
Cooper Kupp.
What a number.
Jamar Chase, what do you think he opened at? My notably 101.
And he's not 8.5 like the rest of them?
He is not.
Is that the top? That's the top line for anyone, I'm assuming.
No.
Whoa. So someone's above 8.5? Oh, Jamar Chase.
Gotta be Jamar.
9.5?
10.5.
Oh.
Wow.
And
You
why
set-
is
you
he
set
my
that one up
101?
well.
Because it's a touchdown league on underdog. I'm sorry, JJ, but that ain't you as much. I know he was cold on expected touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
I don't know how liquid of a market this is for the over-unders, which if it's not a liquid market, the book may be willing to take some fan bets and not adjust, a.k.a. the Jets probably has a big, betting fan base. But still, those are some notable numbers.
I've mixed in some Chase 101. I don't think it's like for sure slam dunk Jefferson 101. It's 1A,
It's
1B.
also, I think he has the highest weekly ceiling in the league.
Is that 3 tutty game he had against the Chiefs a couple years ago, like the biggest wide receiver performance of the last X
and
amount of years?
who does he play week 17?
Ha ha ha.
It's like week 16, Higgins had like the best game of his life, and then week 17,
That's right.
Chase destroyed everybody.
You got to extend it further, in my opinion. It has to be also Tyreek and Cooper Kupp in that conversation as the wide receiver 1 overall.
No, agreed. I like them all, but I would be more afraid if I had the choice to be under Chase than Jefferson. And I think Jefferson is awesome, but I don't know. The Packers too, the Packers is not going to be a plus offensive, touch matchup week 17. Like the Packers are probably going to try to grind the run.
They're at least indoors, though.
Eat,
That
play,
helps.
clock. Yeah. Agreed. No, look, JJ can score 40 any week for sure. But
I can tell Hayden's not here based on all this week 17 talk so far.
I purely take JJ at 1 overall just to get exposure to him. I actually agree with you, Liam. I like Chase more than JJ, but I take JJ every time at the 101 just to get exposure to him.
If you ever
top heavy contest, I'm not afraid. It's like we're trying to build the best team and win $3 million. Whereas a high stakes league, I would want to spread more because it's negligible. But for what you're trying to build the best team out of 650,000 people, you can be underweight a player or two.
If you ever get tired of week 17 talk, that's the good thing. Just jump into a weekly winners draft because it doesn't matter there. Start stacking quarterbacks to target instead.
Daigle not afraid to hide the Q from the stream snipers.
Listen,
Come at him, bro.
this is why you star 8 players. Put the mind games back onto them. We're playing defense. We're boxing them out. The Bears are boxing them out.
Ian, talk us through the thought process here.
I have too low.
Oh my
Ian's
God. My
hand
monitor went off. What the fuck? Here we go.
2 seconds. 0.
I got it. Went Lamar. I was between Lamar and Debo. I've, Debo's probably not going to get back to me, but I've seen him fall into round 4 before. So
He won't fall past us.
He will not fall past us.
Probably.
I like Debo. I like Debo a lot,
Yeah.
Me too.
You talk about guys that can have blow up fucking 30+ point weeks. There's definitely Debo in there. But, Lamar definitely, I love the opportunities to stack with, all of his guys. It's tougher to get the Dolphin dudes, other than A-Chain if you haven't already started with Tyreek and Waddle. But definitely think, Lamar's in that same tier with the other 3 guys going a bit earlier. So I've taken some Cooper here as well. I think this wide receiver tier is really long. So, when I can get Lamar there, I don't mind going with the early QB because, again, coming back around, getting a Judy or getting a Christian Watson.
Ian, you're eating all of our draft clock. We're gonna have to pause you.
We're going Debo.
I like
for sure.
I like Debo Watson.
Watson.
I prefer Debo Keenan Allen, but I'm good with Watson. He's a big play guy.
Let's mix in Najee here. Why not?
No.
Shut up.
We'll go Debo. If we go Keenan Allen or Mike Williams, there's a soft...
What do we think Keenan's touchdown prop is? I like Keenan. He's still gonna get his targets. I don't know.
Well, there's a soft chance that Justin Herbert comes back to us. That's why I'm arguing for it. That's the only reason why, though. Otherwise, Keenan.
I do like Herbert a lot. I'm okay with getting Keenan exposure.
His props 5 TDs.
Let's take a chance. Here.
What is Mike Williams?
45, 80. That I don't know. Since Like,
No, I mean, like literally, I probably like
5.5.
5.5.
5.5. Yeah,
Yeah.
5 and 5.5.
I mean, Quentin Johnson only played 10% of his routes from the slot at TCU. So if he eats at someone, it's probably Mike Williams. Even though Quentin was a terrible downfield receiver, just awful at it.
Yeah, I'm viewing Big Mike still as the downfield guy, and Quentin kind of like middle of the field. Still some slants, you know.
Quentin's big, Brandon Ayuk. He's very good after the catch, but man, he sucked at contested catches.
Speaking of Brandon Ayuk, man, he's going way early now in the early 50s.
Matt Harmon. Blame fucking Matt Harmon, who did a profile on him, and then everyone started overdrafting Brandon Ayuk.
I was about the same, man. I think I was getting him like average, like pick 70 before all this madness.
Yeah.
It is. I know who the person is to blame for that one. If Hopkins increases, I'm going to blame Mike Leone. When Brandon Ayuk increases, it's 100% Harmon, who I love.
Hey, did teammate go Eckler?
Let's see here. Eckler went actually earlier, I thought. Yeah, Stanley at 105 overall, which is early for Eckler in these drafts.
Okay.
Even AJ Brown.
Speaking of the Dolphins, how have you guys been viewing Jeff Wilson versus Mostert in a chain as time goes on? And like Wilson's been free falling. I've been drafting him. I still kind of view him as the red zone guy. If I had to take a guy to do that, I wasn't afraid of Dalvin Cook signing there, but rumors of the Patriots signing Fournette, Darrell Henderson tried out there. Maybe Dalvin's not going to go to the Patriots, which makes the Dolphins a little bit more likely. I don't know. What do you guys think about all that?
I forgot Darrell Henderson was a thing.
Dude, man.
And that's one of my favorite players of like the last decade. He was such a monster at Memphis. Like he was supposed to be the next Todd Gurley. Man, he couldn't read. He couldn't like Isaiah Pacheco. That dude was meant to be a kick returner because he has no vision whatsoever.
He can't read, man. How's he going to be an NFL running back?
Gaps. Read gaps.
I hear you. No, but to Liam's point, I mean, Miami and Chicago, like once we do know who the lead guy is going to be there, like that dude is obviously going to separate. So those are the two backfields. I want to say the only two that don't have a single – HA might be top 36, but he's right there on the border. So, yeah, man, Jeff Wilson or Mostert. I mean, you see those guys fall like 20 picks plus past ADP, like deep into like round 16, 17 sometimes. So I don't go out of my way for it. But, Pierre Strong and Tajay Spears are kind of like the last two running backs I've usually been going out of my way for. And when I can't get them or I get sniped on them and then Wilson or Mostert's there, like I'll pull the trigger then.
I typically go for A-Chain right now because I'm buying the dip on him just going into like the 11th round or like the 120s area. And I like Jeff Wilson. I like Raheem. I usually take whichever one's cheaper and I just scoop them if they're there. If they're not there, I just take someone like Gus Edwards, something like that.
The thing that does give me some positive thinking about A-Chain is like McDaniel wanted Chase Edmonds to be the starting running back. Like that was his preseason role, his week one role. And then he was absolutely terrible with this. So they had to pivot from there. But if there is going to be an offense to feature, a slightly undersized running back, might just be this one. Cause my God, they love speed.
A-Chain is Bizarro Roshan. And that A-Chain is like one of the worst pass blocking backs imaginable. He gets run over in pass pro every time. Whereas Roshan, like that's all he does is grind. And also was a special teams captain at Texas. But Jeff Wilson, they played 6 games with Raheem Mostert last year, full games. And Wilson did out-touch Mostert. So I would imagine I still have Wilson ranked over Mostert. A-Chain in redraft leagues, not that we're talking about that here, is going to be impossible to predict. But in best ball, that's where you target him. So I agree with Chris. You just take the dip.
I want the guy that's going to vulture the touchdowns. I want the guy when like Tyreek gets
it's probably
out
Wilson.
2.
It's Wilson.
Yeah. And the Mostert, if Mostert's like the long home run guy, I don't want that as much because so is literally everyone else in the Dolphins offense. So he's got to be extra special to like hit those home runs over Waddle, Tyreek, a chain. And I'd rather bet on a chain for the home run threat just with the youth. And so I've been getting Wilson, and Wilson's like way cheaper on some sites.
So it's coming back to us, and
Herbert's gone, right?
I would go Aaron Jones here.
Herbert did go. We don't have a running back yet.
I kind of like the Aaron Jones bet this late if he comes to us.
I just took him my last draft at the 12th spot too.
Well,
he's been hitting there.
Yeah,
way to jinx it, boys.
Ian just went Deontay. Yeah, Kabamon definitely sniped us. I'm gonna put Cam Makers at the top, but I'm gonna
I'd be willing to go Lockett and JSN. Just say we don't know which one, but one of them is balling and or both.
I agree with you.
Get Gino
I like
later.
that.
And we will 100% get Gino later.
I'd rather do that than do like Godwin in one when they're both here.
Yeah, I'm in on Lockett JSN. That's gonna be fun.
And then honestly,
and then we're done. And then we're done at wide receiver.
Yeah,
right?
I would say we could actually stop after that because we used our capital.
I think we should, and a lot of people make this mistake. They'll like draft 6, and then they'll end up with like 8, and like, okay, yeah, they're 2 late round guys. It's not a big deal, but really you need those bodies at running back, tight end, quarterback, wherever.
Since Civilization gets dumber every year and we forget what happens in the last 24 hours, Liam, explain to everyone what happened with your winning lineup, since we are also focused on only what happened with Corain's winning lineup.
Which the one for BBM2?
Yes, BBM2.
Yeah.
Because you more recently won the DraftKings. What was it?
I won the 555 and the 2K.
Yeah.
One was like a 2,000 person field. One was a 72 person field. So like,
by the way, I also saw you put out the feelers, like the World Series of Poker entry, for perhaps getting in on some of the action if you play the 50K entry. Let's DM each other. Let's talk to each other.
Okay. Yeah, I
would like some percentage. Yeah.
So, some people are hitting me up about that. I'm debating like if there's like a giga rich guy that wants to stake and I take less, or maybe selling for it. But the team that won BBM2, it had JT on it, which we know that JT was the best running back that year. And
that was the year that Marlon Mack was supposedly ahead of JT, right?
No, that's not what happened. What happened is Carson Wentz got.
Oh, no, that's for sure.
Carson Wentz got like injured or something, or like we weren't sure if he was going to start the season, and then JT dropped, which made like no sense in my head for many reasons. I didn't have a lot of JT, but started JT and Aaron Jones, which was whatever. It had Damian Harris on it, who went off in the playoffs and had a good week 17. It had Jeff Wilson on it, which I thought I took a lot of Jeff Wilson that year.
I did too.
And I was kind of alone by it at one point because people took him early, but then he got hurt. And so I knew for a fact Jeff Wilson was not going to start the first 9 games. But like the reports I had read were positive on him, and it was a team I wanted a running back from in the 49ers.
That was before drafters took ADP dips on suspensions and injuries. Now you're seeing with Alvin Kamara too. Everyone's too smart. No one lets players dip for suspensions anymore.
Yeah, and so like I took him knowing he was going to sit down to get a lower ownership guy in the playoffs. He actually had a good week 15 that helped me advance. And my last running back was Rashad Penny, who did nothing all year and then was like the skeleton key.
Last 5 games, Rashad Penny. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Like people, I literally remember reading opinions at the time, which was like, finally dropped Rashad Penny from my dynasty team. Like that. I read that exact tweet like 3 weeks before he went on like the most monstrous run ever.
I was so heavy on Penny that year, and like just seeing him kill like 80% of my teams and then go off in the playoffs, I was like, typical.
Well, I had drafted a lot of Penny and Chris Carson because
me too.
Both of them played for the Seahawks, a team I wanted the running back from, and they got to play the Lions week 17, which at the time I thought was like the worst rush defense in the league. And that played out. So like I'm trying to be like, this team is bad at defending the run. You know, like, am I wrong sometimes? Yes, wrong all the time. But like I'm trying to get granular with it. And so Penny went off at wideout. It had Jamar Chase, which if you remember, this was the case of the drops. It was the time where people were doing the meme of who's the tackle that the Lions took?
Oh,
Penny Sewell.
Yes. They're doing like the memes of like Joe Burrow without like Jamar Chase running wide open and missing him. Jamar Chase dropped like a couple balls in practice, so he started dropping in price. But I got him actually pretty expensive. The rest, I had a Amon-Ra late who played the Lions, so it was a bring back. I tried to do that before that was cool. The Amon-Ra Penny stack there. Christian Kirk was another a cheap guy who just, great value on a guy. I drafted him a lot because I knew he had good chemistry with Kyler Murray. Like they were like going on date nights together, him and his girl. Like we're trying to know that type of stuff, And then he got a huge contract and is now finally priced appropriately. Had some negligible. Had a Mari Cooper on it. Had MVS because they got to play a good team, and he was a spike week guy, and he was like an 18th round guy. And then I had Josh Allen and Justin Fields at quarterback, where Justin Fields did not contribute a single point to the team all year.
That was Matt Nagy, Justin Fields, a different Justin Fields.
Yes. So it was Josh Allen literally every week, and Mike Gesicki and Noah Fant at tight end. And then week 17, I just hit the nuts with like Penny going off, Amon-Ra going off and a bring back, Chase dropping 50, Josh Allen scored 23 with 2 rushing touchdowns and brought along none of his skill position players when they played the Falcons, and Noah Fant with Drew lock him in lock as he had baby threw a touchdown to Noah Fant in garbage time.
All right,
you guys tell me Drew Lock couldn't make some plays if Geno goes down this year. Come on.
Well, we're not drafting Drew Lock.
It's a little early right now, but
yeah. So these are the options we have right here.
What pick number are we, Daigle?
We are 84 overall.
Okay.
No rush.
Yeah, I like the top 2.
Okay. You like the top 2?
I was down at Pacheco.
I was about to say, I saw you slandering Pacheco yesterday.
Well, let me explain. He's now that half round cheaper, and I like to buy players when they fall. I was down on him previously because he was more expensive than Cam Akers, and I had a lot of Cam Akers at that time where I was like, this is insane, because I still think Pacheco, who is a very unique runner. He runs like a galloping, he can miss holes. I think he could totally be benched. The McKinnon versus Pacheco thing towards the end of the year was weird, right? Like McKinnon.
Well, it was McKinnon solely. It was George Kittle. It was solely on touchdowns. Because then once that obviously evened out, those players didn't matter anymore. They just went away for fantasy.
But it was still a split. Like it wasn't like a takeover where McKinnon was hitting the bench. Like he was still out snapping, Pacheco.
The one thing got hurt or something, right?
Yeah, the one thing with Pacheco, that AFC Championship game, man, he caught 5 balls for 55 yards. He caught 13 of his 14 targets. I thought he looked smooth as a pass catcher. I'm not saying he's going to beat out McKinnon for that role, but, it reminds me of Josh Jacobs, where I thought other guys were going to have those roles. But, Andy Reid's hey, you know what? This is our dude right here, and, we're not going to take him off the field. I feel like Pacheco can handle it. So, it is the lead back for a Chiefs offense that I get it. Last 4 years, I mean, we've kept chasing these guys, the Damian Williams, the CEHs of the world and everything. Probably not with Pacheco, but I don't know, round 8, it's a reasonable enough price for a guy that does seem pretty damn good out there. I don't know.
And
he could definitely bury me on touchdowns, right? Mm-hmm. I definitely recognize that, and I think that I'm open to I read an opinion at rookie training camp today. Now it's rookie training camp. He caught balls. He looked good. So,
I read that too.
I could just be wrong, right? And try to get some, but I don't know. So
there's always Deneric Prince on the big board. That's what I got.
I got all the Deneric Prince on the big board, man.
Everyone was chasing the fact that Deneric Prince was a kick returner when Isaiah Pacheco was already the team's starting kick returner.
Do you guys think McKinnon finishes the year?
I mean, odds got to be on no, just for any 30-plus-year-old running back with a history of injuries, right?
Yeah,
he got to sit out those couple years though when he was. It's not like he's
the dead legs years. The dead legs years.
Age.
Yeah, but that's legit years missed because of injury.
Yeah,
it's not Darren Waller, having off the field problems. It's active wear and tear happening. But I hear you.
That's fair.
Deneric making the team for special teams also may be a sign that Jarrett McKinnon could be cut.
Totally, he could totally be cut.
Very fair.
I'm trying until May. That's got to matter to some extent.
Yeah, but why? Right. Why are they signing him over a Fournette? Oh, I mean, Dalvin Cook wasn't a guy then, but I could totally see the Titans start 1-5, 1-6, whatever. They got a tough opening schedule. They trade Derrick Henry to the Chiefs. who feel that they need that extra piece to compete in the AFC. I could see it.
That's some galaxy braining. That's some Herzig coming on this show and talking about Will Levis going #1 overall, galaxy braining.
That is a different galaxy brain.
I don't see the Titans being as bad as you think, though, Liam. I mean, they were literally Joshua Dobbs not shitting himself with 3 minutes left in that game from making the playoffs. I mean, they took with fucking Malik Willis under center. They went to overtime in Arrowhead. I don't think they're going to be a playoff threat, but I could easily see Vrabel keeping them around 500 like they do every year.
I think that they have a good, wideouts and running back right now, but that they are Vegas dogs in their first 6, including to the Colts, where they
they're going to be 1-5. They're going to be 1-5 going into the bye.
Their offensive line
their
is
schedule's
awful.
too tough in the first 6 games.
Their corners are awful. Their secondary is not good. Their D line has one elite guy and then a bunch of who's. Vrabel's a great motivator of men, but I think people like overstate how many wins that can add.
So my thing was I thought Ryan Tannehill would get benched. And then I think a 2-year deal to DeAndre Hopkins, not to mention that Malik Willis is apparently outplaying Will Levis, which is both
That's
not
by
shocking,
his agent, man. That quote was by his agent for sure. Because it was like
but it also wouldn't be surprising because Will Levis is Malik Willis. Like both of those players, it's amazing they took either of those quarterbacks. Like both of them were not ready for NFL defenses. They cannot read a field
bravely on
whatsoever.
the Levis over Willis train.
They were the same prospect. It's actually incredible that they wanted to reach for both of those guys. But that tells me that Ryan Tannehill will play into a losing season. So I have a little more faith in the Titans' passing attack. Just a little more.
Why couldn't Hopkins be signed to develop Levis? Like they made a mistake. They got rid of A.J. Brown. And now they need to develop their young wideout.
Tannehill has the second biggest cap hit of any quarterback this year.
Hear me out here.
We have to
Pat
take Geno.
Freiermuth and Geno. Pat Freiermuth and Geno, and you're done with
I
the
fucking
bringback.
love it. I fucking love it.
No. Click on running back and wide receiver. Let's just see the running back options.
Well, Liam, week 17.
I would rather go a chain and Harris.
No, you guys
We
don't
have
need
Lockett
a
and JSN.
A chain and Harris.
There's no reason for
Take
a
Geno first. Take Geno first. Daigle, take Geno first.
We absolutely cannot take.
We need Geno. Okay, that's fair.
Is
Yes.
Damian Harris this year's Jamal
I would
Williams?
a running back. Pat Freiermuth is going to
Damian
finish as
Harris.
the tight end 10 and be drafted as him.
I'm fine. I'm fine with A-Chain if you want.
Damian Harris makes a lot of
Click
sense.
on the running back option.
I would rather Damian over A-Chain.
Yeah, let's go Damian.
That was
here.
more running backs.
We got 3 versus 1 Damian.
Yeah, we're going
What are the other running back options? Click the running back tab.
A-Chain. I'm too slow at this. A-Chain, Herbert, Mitchell, Jamal.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely one of the top 2.
We're going
Herbert.
Harris. We're going Harris. Although I agree with Chris, Pat Freiermuth was a missed opportunity there.
Here's my opinion. And,
We have Seattle. Opinions don't matter.
Yes, he is a bring back at tight end, which is nice to have. But I mean, come on, guys. This is the Steelers tight end we're drafting in the 10th round ahead of – you wanted him over Evan Ingram? Like, Evan – I didn't know Ingram was there.
Prop. It's the same as Goddard's.
Ingram just got a big contract with the Jags. This is like a top 5 offense. I think the Steelers are going to be better with their O-line, but come on. Where's the touchdowns coming for Freiermuth? We don't want his like 5 for 40 games.
He was second on the team in targets behind Deontay Johnson last year. He only played 7 full games with Kenny Pickett. He's like a freak athlete.
I'm just low on Kenny Pickett. I understand he could get better, but I would rather go Kincaid. I would rather Kincaid over Freiermuth. We're
betting on Steelers offense regression, and maybe Matt Canada negates all of it. It doesn't even matter in the end. But no, like how low their touchdown rate was compared historically, you want to bet on the Steelers passing offense 100%.
Chris,
what happened to Canada's play action rate? Remember, that was the whole rage.
Don't worry,
because
there's
Canada's a
Robinson.
donkey. Dude, Canada's the worst.
Chris, what's Kincaid's touchdown prop?
John Daigle hates Canada. Put that in the newspapers.
No, I go every year. Do not do that.
Daigle hates Canada, and he said that. Isaiah Pacheco can't read.
My best friend is the mayor of Banff. That's not allowed. Do not do that.
I I think
Also-
Evan Ingram was a real miss by us there because he could. There's not many tight ends that have.
Pat Fryermuth was a real miss.
No, Evan
Yes.
Ingram has a 40-point ceiling. When
No,
have
he
we
doesn't.
ever seen Fryermuth do that in PPR? So what?
Fryermuth
30?
Fryermuth wasn't healthy last year, and it makes sense for Week 17 correlation. Fryermuth was the miss. Also, Ian, Damian Harris is going to outscore A-Chain. So, like, you were arguing for the wrong thing there.
I wanted A-Chain for my own team so I can get my Dolphin as my bring back for my Ravens.
I think people with the Week 17 like misunderstand that you have to get a game stack. You can get away with a couple minis.
That's
here or
Fryermuth.
there.
You're arguing for the player you just wanted to pass on.
Dago. We're gonna get Allen Robinson. We're good to go.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm saying people are over. The Seattle can beat up on Pittsburgh without Pittsburgh scoring points. That's allowed to happen, and often does happen when good teams, the Seahawks, play bad teams, the Steelers. The Bills. I think this is a real tier break at running back after the Harris, Chain, Herbert group. Like those guys plus. I think all could be smashes, like Mirage, Miles Sanders.
There are a couple of people that could come back to us. Let's just wait it out. Maybe we get some stacking correlations coming back to us. We'll see. I like how we set up double stack Geno. I think we did that well.
It's probably my most owned stack.
You guys got one thing going.
CJ Stroud.
Yeah, one.
What
thing
about
going.
that guy Calvin? Or is it
Ridley?
Calvin Austin for them?
Yeah, he's battling A-Rob in the slot.
Calvin
Austin's
Austin
not a
missed
full-time
last
player.
year. Has like 4.2 speed. Is not being drafted on any teams.
He's like 130 pounds.
Calvin
That's the
Austin
only
was
problem
the.
with him.
Didn't they draft a bum on day 3 last year that everyone talked about? And it's like, that guy doesn't matter. Did
That's
they draft
Calvin
some
Austin.
other receiver?
That
Was it Calvin Austin?
Yeah. You got
Okay,
a list
yeah.
for him.
Bagel,
There you go.
show us the board, man. We got to see these players.
Listen, we're trying to stack our team right now.
Click the tight end button.
We are 100% going Jalen Warren.
I like
stack.
Warren a lot. I like Warren a lot. I think
You're going for a stack for Seattle, and you're not overruling me there.
I think we should go Warren Kincaid.
Hey, team stack, baby. Let's go.
Warren Kincaid. That's my opinion.
I'll allow it.
I would also take Rashee Rice, who scored a touchdown today in rookie minicamp.
I like
no more. Never mind.
Can we stop with this like slot receiver narrative?
$2
Chiefs move their
million
wide receivers
winner. Get
everywhere.
him out of here.
Warren Kincaid could smash. I don't understand the people who don't understand that.
Knox can smash at 190.
Knox is going to a Kincaid smash does not look like a Knox smash. A Kincaid smash looks like he produces like the 4 wideouts who went right next to him.
A Knox smash is 2 touchdowns. A Knox smash is 2 touchdowns. That wins your
draft capital and team. Kincaid.
Let the winner get it.
We're gonna have to get.
That's the last guy I want.
We're gonna have to get Patriots.
No, we don't need a Patriot, Daigle.
Okay.
When good teams play bad teams, you do not need a bring back.
You're right. The Patriots are a bad team. I do agree with you. They're terrible.
We don't need it. We want to bring back in like Kansas City Chiefs, not Bills Patriots.
All right.
I firmly think people are misinterpreting that for week
Also,
17.
you are right, Liam. We talked behind the scenes before we started the show. We were like, do we want to draft separately? Do we want to draft together? This is more fun. The conjecture,
way more fun.
yeah.
The conjecture is the
100%.
most fun I've had all year. So I agree with you. Yeah. This is the way to go moving forward. Ian, is that a Corona?
Landshark.
Look at Ian all alone on his sad island drafting by himself.
I'm
Dolphins fan.
just contributing to the rake in this one. It's
I'm
sad over here. You guys keep talking about your team. Let's not even
This
worry about my
background
squad.
that Jordan made him take off.
In my silent room.
Look,
I got-
I'm on Kincaid. I want to hear your guys' viewpoints. I think I'm ready to adjust if training camp news goes poorly, but to me, it's laughable some of these guys are getting drafted ahead of him because his outs to being elite is literally being the slot wide receiver. And this dude watches videos. He wins down the field and he catches the fucking ball. Gabe Davis led the league in fucking drops.
We
dropping
get it.
like
You're a
5
Bills fan.
touchdowns.
Jesus.
You know, I know he wins down the field.
That was
My
one of
honest
the
opinion.
one of the tweets
I'll
of
go.
the year was Liam, you putting out your bill stack in your screenshot. and Overzet immediately jumping in and saying, "Wow, that looks unique. Where'd you get that idea?"
He does that on all of my bill stacks, and so do now. He's got like other people doing it too, and it's like, guys, come on, you can't steal jokes here.
All right, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, my idea with Kincaid is that he's just going too high in ADP. I understand that he's on an elite offense. He's got the talent. He could be the slot guy. But for me, when I see him at that cost, I'm just like, I'll wait to get somebody else. I'd rather just take Dawson Knox at 180, 190 with my bill stack instead of getting Kincaid, where I can get maybe a comparable running back or a decent wide receiver at that range. That's just because a lot of the tight ends that are so late are so cheap and they're pretty effective. So.
It comes down to, do you view Kincaid as a more expensive Laporta, Musgrave, Mayer, or do you view him as a cheaper JSN, Quentin Johnston, Zay Flowers, Jordan Addison, who then Kincaid went in the draft and the Bills traded up above the Cowboys, and I view it as the cheaper rather than the more expensive version.
If they wanted a slot receiver, I would hope the Bills are smart enough to draft a slot receiver, not just Dalton Kincaid. Like that would be terrible
in the first round.
Management, awful organizational management. Also, like Dawson Knox is proven, and I don't understand why he's falling. Like he's the tight end 9, tight end 12.
I like Knox a lot.
Let
me be clear. I like Knox a lot. I think he can, but the way Knox wins is, like 30 yards, 40 yards, and he gets 1 or 2 red zone touchdowns. The way Kincaid wins is like 10 targets, 100 yards in his ceiling seasons, and maybe getting the touchdowns. I just think Kincaid could blow away Knox on target share.
Yeah, I think the only rookie tight end that's done that is like Pitts, right? Pretty much.
And it didn't matter.
And I'm a narrative fader. I fade. You know why I had so much Ramondre's rookie season and other people didn't? Because Bill Belichick doesn't play his rookie running backs.
Dude, he was a steal in the 10th round.
And even Rudman, a big Patriots fan, was like, "Oh, Ramondre getting drafted? Absolutely not." And I had 25% Ramondre because that narrative is dumb. You know what else narrative is dumb? An elite athlete can't produce, which a rookie tight end is like. And if you look at the first round tight ends, a lot of their quarterbacks were like awful. Like I'm talking like worst in the league. Like this is not a comparable situation at all.
We're going to draft both of them just to shut you up.
I like that pairing a lot.
We
still need a second quarterback. How about that?
I agree with you on those rookie tight ends all having bad quarterbacks. That's usually is the case. That is there's some validity to that. Go ahead.
What?
No, I'm yelling at Ian. I was looking at Jordan Love. I'm trying to figure out ADP.
You don't have Watson, Dobbs, and Addison. Shut your mouth.
We could have had Jaden Reed.
Click the quarterback button for us.
That's what we're looking at.
Can we see the team one more time?
But I'm happy to hear that, Dago. I was thinking about getting cute and waiting for him next pick.
We're at 1-4-6-1. Honestly, we're not drafting a wide receiver.
Brock Purdy.
Later, we can do it next one. I got him at 180.
We also,
Who's running back? Who's running back and tight end? I would take Jeff Wilson.
That's 181 though.
Click tight end.
Yeah, go Jeff Wilson.
Take Knox first, so we could talk about the other pick.
Okay.
Holy reach.
What pick number are we at? I can't see the numbers.
156.
We're at 157 right now.
That's my bad. But these are your rankings.
We should just take Purdy, honestly.
This is why you don't upload.
I think we should take Purdy and be done. Yeah.
We're giving a really good example why you go by ADP.
I would take Purdy. Yeah.
I mean, we have Kenny Pickett, Geno Smith.
I'd rather go Purdy.
We're getting Jeff Wilson.
You messed up. I love it.
The Jeff Wilson pick is fine,
I mean, these quarterbacks are coming back to us. I'm not worried about these quarterbacks.
I had no idea of gauging what draft number we were because of the
the rankings. You're right. This is an example of what you talked about earlier. Don't upload your rankings. You are correct. Keep them at your side. Do not upload them.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a truthful comment. I believe that, it's not great to take players ahead in general, but it's also can be fine because you're getting a unique combo where like the amount of teams that go these 2 dudes plus 2 dudes at the normal ADP is not high because most people are not reaching by ADP. So all you really need is Knox and Wilson to be good, which I believe that in a vacuum that they can be good, regardless of their ADP.
This team is getting Hunter Henry. I hope you realize that.
No, dude. No.
Yes.
I'm a Mike Gesicki over Henry.
Every team deserves Hunter Henry, but we are getting Hunter Henry.
So here's my thing with Hunter Henry.
Gesicki or Henry?
I was drafting a lot of Hunter Henry, and I was just diving in a little more. Like, he scored 9 touchdowns in 2021. I think he was like the tight end 16 or something, like per game. I mean,
tight end 13. Yep.
Yeah.
Half PPR.
Okay, in half. Yeah. I mean, I wish my ceiling was a little bit higher there. So I don't know. God, man, it wasn't that long ago that he was just viewed like as one of the best tight ends out there. Like we were just waiting.
Yeah,
for
when he played with Justin Herbert.
Right. I mean, not even that. It was like Phillip Rivers, old man. But yeah. So round 18, whatever. But
that career high 9 touchdowns came on 40 catches from week 4 on in his career year. So we knew that wasn't going to happen. So he should not have been drafted early last year. We knew the regression was going to happen, but he's still tied for the team lead in red zone targets. So he's still used where it matters most. And so we think that the touchdown regression that everyone's double discounting, it now happens this year. So we go back to Hunter Henry. That's how stats work. We just go back.
Sorry, I stopped listening, but
I just think he's a worse bet than Gesicki,
who has never done anything. Yeah.
He's at least athletic, man. And athleticism pays so much.
We got to start separating.
Hold on. Gesicki is the same bet as Kincaid.
Exactly. I was just thinking
exactly.
He's not the same bet because one quarterback got benched and one quarterback is elite.
We got to start separating when tight ends are athletic and when they can play professional football. Like people have a hard time separating those two things.
If Matt Patricia is the one reason why this team was so bad last year, like what's that say about Bill Belichick?
That's what I'm saying. He's the guy who chose these dudes.
Yeah.
Bill is still there. I'm sorry for these Patriots people, but Bill is not good. He coaches to lose by the least rather than to win sometimes. Mm-hmm. AKA, he could be down 2 touchdowns and they'll still run the ball. No matter how much you want them to hit Hunter Henry with those 10 targets, it's never coming.
No, not 10 targets, 2 touchdowns. Don't give a shit about targets. Remember, after tight end 8,
yeah, but after you punt on the opposing 40, he also is one of the worst offenders of 4th down decision making based on analytics. He's not great.
But we argue for volume in fantasy, and they're going to have a lot of volume because they're so bad. Like their defense is terrible. They padded their stats against rookies and backups last
We
year.
need touchdowns on half-point PPRs.
And Hunter Henry has already proven all he does is score touchdowns.
Okay. Are we going any more wideouts or are we done?
I think we're done. I don't know why I'm starring.
No, we got 6 wideouts. We could probably do one more.
6 with
I don't love going Pickett and Geno in the same game, but it's okay.
I actually think is Chark or Terrace Marshall and Hayden Hurst could do a quick little Carolina stack if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I'd rather go Bryce Young and someone else.
Who just Shark is gone, right?
Yeah, I mean, but Terrace Marshall and you got Hayden Hurst.
Oh, you're making me draft Terrace Marshall.
15 seconds.
But we should take Bryce Young first.
Eagle, you fell asleep at the wheel the last round, so we got to make sure you
calm down. All right, Bryce Young.
I like the young
Bryce Young at ADP. We're not drafting Hayden Hurst first. We're drafting Bryce Young at 180. This is 181. Hayden Hurst is 197.
Let's go check the running back tab real quick. Are we done with running back?
I would take Ty Chandler.
Done with running back.
I would take Ty Chandler or Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba. For sure.
We just took Bryce, so let's go Chuba.
Perfect.
That's okay. Let's all agree.
Yeah, I like that.
Now we're likely done with running back and wide receiver.
Can you show me the running backs again? Yeah, I would add one more. I would rather have
picks.
I would rather have 7 running backs on this team than 7 wideouts for sure.
I agree. I don't want another wide receiver.
How many rounds left are there?
2.
2 more rounds?
2.
Okay, so we're going a tight end and a...
Yeah, you know what? I think that's it. Running
We're
back
going
and
a tight end or a quarterback or a running back?
I think we stick and hope Bryce Young starts 17 games.
Oh, he's for sure starting 17. The only question is what's his ceiling in a week.
If he used to get snapped,
He's a rookie quarterback. It's probably not good. He doesn't run the ball, so it's probably not good. But
I think he could run the ball. Dude, there's some questionable. So I don't really believe that Sam Howell, like 5'1", 40. How in the year 2023 do we have a 40 time and no video of it anywhere on the internet?
I'm on Sam Howell train, but I agree that those stats could be flimsy.
And on those same stats say that Bryce Young's a 4.5 guy. I'm just saying, but no one talks about that. And
well, why do we care about 40 time when Sam Howell's already proven over many years he runs the ball? Like, he is a rushing quarterback.
Josh Allen's not fast.
I think Bryce Young could be a 300 rush yard quarterback. That's all I'm trying to say.
Ooh, who's your late round quarterback? Who's your late round quarterback that you guys really like that you consistently take above all the other ones?
Sam Howell.
Yeah.
I think I've only drafted Desmond Ritter's not getting benched. He's in the worst division in the league, and the Falcons are going to win 10 or 11 games because their schedule is so fucking easy.
What about Felipe Franks?
What do you mean he's not getting benched, dude?
A guy labeled as a tight end who's a quarterback.
No, I agree with you, Ian, but unless it's the Tyrod Taylor situation with the Buffalo replacing him with Nathan Peterman.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he accidentally gets his lung stabbed.
No. To a fucking uprising. Like, everyone genuinely pissed off at McDermott. It's not going to happen because the Falcons are too good.
Yeah.
I've been liking CJ Stroud a little bit. Offensive pass
I get a lot of
from San Francisco. Yeah, I'm heavily exposed to him. Efficient offense, make it simple for him as a rookie. Maybe do a little circa Brock Purdy action, That's what I'm thinking.
I get Howell, Stroud, and Young and Stroud. Because it's like I don't know.
Howell and Ritter for me. Howell and Ritter.
The Texans got a lot better, right? Like, just going from Davis Mills to Stroud has got to be a big improvement. I know he's a rookie.
Better coordinators.
I don't count Kenny Pickett. I think Kenny Pickett should be in the same tiers like Stafford and Purdy.
Really? You're that high on him?
No, I'm high on the offense, not him. I genuinely don't think player analysis matters when we're talking about historical outliers and regressions. So.
I don't know, though, because it's like Derek Carr, we just have really never, ever seen a ceiling.
Derek Carr's still bad. He's terrible.
No, like he's fine, but like, what if Kenny Pickett's just fine and he's never, ever...
Have you seen the Warren Sharp videos? Have you seen that?
Which one?
It's the one of Derek Carr and like inside the 10-yard line. Watch it. It's hilarious.
No, I have not seen it.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
I'll watch it.
But also, the Saints' schedule is easy. I'm still not drafting Derek Carr.
It's easy, and like I draft him when I draft Michael Thomas because it's like,
hey,
if you're betting on Michael Thomas, you might as well bet on anything. You're right.
Yeah. click the tight end button. Let's just take a little peek-see there.
Hunter Henry is right there.
I like Musgrave more than Henry.
You like a day 2 rookie more than Hunter Henry.
A freak athlete.
We already got the freak athlete.
You just love your athletes that can't kick at targets. Okay.
Dude, being an athlete matters. You know who else was a freak athlete? Jelani Woods.
Rico Gathers.
Jelani Woods is, in fact, a player that exists on this earth. Okay.
No, if you guys want to do Henry, I'm okay with it.
What about running back?
Logan Thomas. How about Logan Thomas? He has upside being the Commanders.
Every down tight end legit.
All right, calm down. Hold on. I like
the Commanders. Kelsey. I was going to say something even more egregious.
Do you like someone? Right? Do you like someone more than Dwayne McBride?
Is Zamir White gone?
I think so.
Chase Brown. Chase Brown for sure.
No, not Chase Brown.
Yeah, I like Chase Brown.
We're getting Hunter Henry, and then we're getting Chase Brown.
Love Chase Brown.
I would also do the other tight end, Logan Thomas, as well. And just
we can't do 4 tight. Would you rather? Yeah,
we can do 4 tight ends.
I'm out on that.
You want to go with this 6?
The Washington does play the Niners, so it's a little bit of correlation, a little mini there.
Swing for it, baby. Swing for it. Get it. Get after it.
That's a swing. That's a swing, certainly.
4 tight end is not as bad as you think.
No, I don't hate 4 tight ends.
Especially when you're drafting players you know for a fact are playing versus guys who, if things break right, they're a good pick. But I do think Chase has upside.
God damn it.
I don't hate it. I just thought I wanted 7. I want 7 running backs on this team more than 4 tight ends. But I get it.
You should have overruled me then, man.
I overruled you with Hunter Henry, so
that's fair.
I can't overrule you twice.
I do like Chase Brown because I don't draft a lot of Joe Mixon. I'm still out on him. I know he could have a good season.
Dude, they restructured his deal. They can just cut him, whatever. It doesn't really matter.
he could be lit. Like, let's see how the legal case blows out.
I still doubt Chase Brown is even active. Like, he didn't play special teams at Illinois the last 2 years.
Sure, that could happen.
Like,
but,
and Travion Williams, Chris Evans were literally playing special teams in the playoffs. Like, they matter more for the active roster than Chase Brown.
What's percentage chance we think Mixon actually gets suspended?
I'm pretty sure Drew Davenport thinks it's going to happen.
Fuck.
Not this year.
Is
I think
Kamara even gonna get
Herzig said that the other day.
Yeah, Kamara's going to be 4 to 6 for sure.
We're waiting. What's the NFL waiting for? Just Labor Day weekend?
What do they always wait for? All they ever do is wait. Like, they don't do.
Well, they're
anything.
probably waiting for the judicial system to play
What's
out.
What's
it
the
has
next
played
holiday?
out.
No, they wait
It's
until
not out yet.
holidays.
No,
They wait
it's
until
Friday,
afternoon
5
holiday.
p.m. before Labor Day weekend.
Yes, that's exactly it. That's 100% going to be it. They're going to drop it. I'm going to have to bring my fucking laptop and change rankings because Roger Goodell doesn't have a life. You're right.
Mixon being an idiot before an NFL playoff game, bad look.
I mean, it's what Joe Mixon does. All he's ever done is have a bad look. But he catches a lot of passes. Liam,
Do we think the Steelers secondary is going to be as bad against man coverage, a.k.a. DK Metcalf is just going to go for like 40 against them? Like Gabe Davis did?
DK Metcalf may go for 40 anyway.
Healthier TJ Watt might not have the same amount of time in the pocket, but
Very true. Very true. So it's TJ Watt stopping off a DK Metcalf explosion game.
Just move TJ out wide and let them go one.
Wrong button. Hold on.
I don't know why my camera's so fuzzy. Sorry to everyone there.
What the
Might be
fuck,
focused-
man?
might be
You won
focusing
$2
on
million. Get a
Ever
fucking
since I
camera.
got to buy a better one. I'll fix it a little bit.
It's probably from the beginning when you put your beer up, right?
Yeah, it was totally that.
It's from the bear. Okay, hold on.
Look at my background now. I got a little wolf over there.
Oh,
We're grooving
how is
now.
that happening, dude?
That's not a bear.
I think I was trying to show Lily in the background and moved it over.
That didn't work out.
Yeah.
Lily being all lazy and stuff. Okay, here we go. Let's just do this. All right, here's our draft. Ian, you go through your draft. How do you feel?
Can we just talk about you guys?
No.
No, you're part of the happy hour.
You started
Oh,
RB.
man.
You let the RBs come to you. I feel like that was good.
I keep drafting Bijan and Brian Robinson to the same team because it just makes me laugh, and we're like trying to have fun here. So Bijan, Chubb filled out the running back room with Brian Robinson. What if this year's Jamal Williams is actually also, again, Jamal Williams? You never know. Kenny Gainwell late. I continue to just doubt DeAndre Swift's,
I agree.
It could happen, but like
I want
just
all of them. I don't know. I want all of them.
well said.
Same.
Got the early Lamar Jackson, able to pair him up with Rashad Bateman. For shits and giggles, I took Durham Smythe in round 18, so let's just not talk about that. Wide receiver, Watson, Deontay Johnson, Addison. I built a little Green Bay stack. I wasn't going to take all 3 wide receivers, but Jaden Reed fell like 20 picks past ADP, and I was already done with this fucking team at that point. So did that. Devontae Parker thrown in there, Michael Mayer. It's terrible, and what I always say about terrible teams is they're contrarian, so let's go, boys.
It's
I
unique.
like Mayer's upside.
The best ball bros call it unique if something doesn't look right.
There we go.
Okay. Liam, I feel like we got started really strong. I don't know. I don't necessarily know if we got off the path, but
Are you showing a picture of this? Because I'm just seeing our faces right now.
oh, what a donkey. All right, here we go. Liam,
I
I
can
feel
tell
like
you're
we
looking
started,
at the screen.
I feel
No,
like we started
I mean,
really
this-
strong.
Not everyone's comfortable building this way, but I like quite a bit of builds like this. You start with 6 wideouts and you're done. You know, you draft like you're right.
Yeah.
You got 6 elite ones. You know they're gonna get yards and touchdowns if they
I
stay
don't hate
healthy. And we got bringbacks and stacks in that 6. We got CD and Amon-Ra. We got the Seattle guys. Then we took a detour to hit 4 running backs and our quarterback, who, if our wideouts are a good pick and Seattle is a good offense, which we think they're going to be, you know, Gino's going to smash. Then we hit 2 tight ends from what we're expecting to be the Super Bowl champs, Buffalo Bills, who
What Liam
finally
was
invested
expecting.
in their offense. They finally invested in their O-line. The sharp money is on the Bills winning the Super Bowl. Their odds are down to 8 after opening at 10. Jeff Wilson and Chuba Hubbard are 2 running backs I think could smash as RB2s, right? Where Jeff Wilson is maybe an RB1. If Dalvin doesn't sign there, this is a Dolphins offense that's going to score a lot of points. We just need what happened to A.J. Brown and Amon-Ra last year, a.k.a. they get tackled at the 1, to happen to Tyreek, to Waddle, to all of them. We got Hunter Henry, which the best I could say about him is a morale guy, and also Logan Thomas. So 4 tight ends. We're trying to capture touchdowns. They're guys that we know are going to make NFL teams, unlike Chase Brown, who could be good, could get cut. He's a 5th-round pick. Is that unprecedented? No. And then Bryce Young, the 101, to stack with just Hubbard, because uniqueness.
When the Bills go up 24-0 at the half and Hunter Henry scores 3 second-half touchdowns, you're not getting 10%. That's how this is going to work moving forward in Week 17.
Kincaid, not 10%. I'm getting 33%. What do you mean?
Chris, how do you feel about this?
Why 10%?
Chris, how do you feel about this lineup?
I'm a little uneasy about the 4 tight end build. I personally probably would have took 7 wide receivers. I just feel more comfortable that way. But I think overall it's a good team. It's fun. I wish we would have got Hayden Hurst or maybe lucked into another Carolina player. But other than that, it's fine.
But look at the wideouts available.
I love the 6 wide receivers.
You really want Corey Davis over?
No, I don't want Corey Davis. I want here, go down.
Who do you
I'll
want?
take Terrace Marshall. Give me Terrace Marshall. Why not?
Oh, hold on. Calm down. You can't want Terrace Marshall but not want Corey Davis. Like Corey Davis, who's going to start.
I'm just saying, he plays for Carolina. That's all I'm saying.
Marshall would have worked too for me. I didn't know he was
not for me.
Available.
Not for me.
Other than the extreme ADP reaches, I think it was okay. But you could have gotten Knox in probably round 16 and upgraded from Chuba.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, but the only difference
bickering
is Roshan Johnson over Jeff Wilson, which is
I would have I would have preferred Tajay or Gamewell, I think, over Chuba.
Yeah, very minorly. Right,
yeah.
I know. Todd from PA is on top of Tajay. He's like his highest rostered player, but I'm still worried. I'm still worried about a running back who has 1 knee. I'm still very much worried.
Dwayne Haskins is probably.
Why is the ADP not the fact the ADP hasn't moved?
Hassan Haskins?
He's strangling people.
He's cut right, for sure. Yeah. Who is even there? Corey Clement or?
No, it's
Dontre Hilliard is
Cunningham or whatever.
No, is what happened to Dontre Hilliard?
He's a free agent. I think he had a neck injury.
Yeah, he's out.
No, that was McKissick. Hilliard might have also had a neck injury.
It's who they drafted last year.
Hilliard was hurt.
Julius Chestnut.
He was undrafted.
But yes, it is Julius
Chestnut. That's what I said.
Not good.
No, so it's Tajay.
Yeah, it's just Tajay there.
From what I've understood about the knee, it's more of a Miles Jack, this dude might only play a couple years in the NFL issue versus actively going to impact him in 2023. But I'm not a doctor.
All right. A lot of people are getting higher on him. I think because they're just realizing they can stack Texans and Tajay in rounds 15 through 18. So
I love that stack.
If the Titans suck, are they going to pull Tannehill off the field for Levis and just keep running Derrick Henry into the middle 30 times a game?
No, they're going to play Levis. They're going
to play Spears. I think if you're using that mindset towards Tannehill, you should do the same thing towards Henry. You said Henry was going to trade in the Chiefs.
Derrick Henry's going to be on the Chiefs. It's going to be the Spears show.
Let's go. Okay, there we go.
Fascinating team. Ian, tell everyone where they can find your work right now.
FantasyLife.com, Fantasy Life podcast, Fantasy Life newsletter, all free every day. Gotta love it. Gotta love all you guys too. Fun time, boys.
Fun time. Sorry for forgetting I invited you. Leah,
more merrier.
Tell everyone where they can find your streams as you continue drafting more best ball teams as well.
Just follow me on Twitter at ChessLiam. I do YouTube videos. Just got back in those streets. Probably going to launch a site here or there when I get to it.
You've been saying that for a year and a half now.
Motivation, Daigle. I need that. Shower me in that.
And whenever you want to do the idea of you teaching a donkey to play chess like a professional, like you are, I'm telling you, I will volunteer myself. I'll be the guinea pig.
Not a professional, but I do think it would be great.
You're
to
top
host.
50 in the world. Like
we should host a fantasy football chess tournament. I'll coach everyone up, and then we have just matchups where it's because people like watching people who A, are not experts in a field play something like chess, and B, casual players. So it'd be Ian versus Daigle versus Silva, whatever. Like the different companies could
I'll
represent.
play Silva. I'll beat Silva's ass in chess. Let's make it happen.
I'll give everyone one lesson, and then we'll let it rip.
I would love that.
I could maybe even
keep
get
me in.
chess.com to pick it up.
Count me in. And Chris, what do you have on the slate for everyone in terms of weekly winners?
Yeah, you can catch me at 4for4, just hanging out. Love the stream at Best Ball. You can check me out on Twitter at Chris G. I'm very responsive. Please give me a shout out. I love discuss weekly winners. I'm still shooting for that KC, Miami, Philadelphia stack for the weekly winners. That's my favorite one so far, but I have yet to achieve it. Still working on it.
We'll be back next week with more guests that I forgot I invited. So until then, be a little bit kind of what's required. We'll see you then.